Test the stream and see if it's still in good quality. Let's launch. So let's create a stream capture source. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I got a 5 point here. Is this the entire game? So what? So nothing even happens until they get dragon. So just to review what happens here, dragon is that we've got Ori hitting 6 and bot lane's got push in here, so we're looking to reset because we have push and we can get it back here. Gold is enough to get BF and stuff, and Ori's backing. So, but it looks like Vladimir just used his TP. Let's see why he used TP. So he backed early, with plenty of health. I stopped the back here, rather ridiculous play. But thinking that we want to get this wave in a tower, they have other plans, so we force them to stay. So we're forcing them to recall or take the dragon without any items, which should be in our favor, but they're definitely agreeing that mid and bot have recalled and they can make a play onto the dragon. So good identification of the window for them, that they have to do that. But ultimately the TP is what's netting them this, I think, because if we have an Orianna TP here, we could at least punish them for this play. But don't. Oh, good on them. Good play on them. Hard to counter by us, by our own play standards, what we like to do. You can see them trying to push mid wave in to get, bot wave in, so that they can recall, but we're matching that to keep them to stay. So this is where Black gets chunked again. Finally, their first back is 7 minutes into the game. And we came back to lane, then we obviously have BF to a Doran's Blade, so we want to get something there. But letting that wave push in just makes them go back and recall. So we would want to meet them at Dragon with our item advantage, but we would have been too slow on the recall anyway. So, let's see. Once we have foresight, we don't really see how we win that. So, we have the earlier game jungler, and they took advantage of it. Yeah, solo kill mid lane. First blood of the series. Good. lane nothing happens again. So, yeah. I mean, just noting that we have a farming jungler and we're on weak side here. We don't have push. We don't want to push it to yield ourselves to ganks. And top's getting pushed in. So we're not getting a lot of gank pressure so far. Game is going fine. We do know, we did talk in the game how they would scale well into the late game. So we just want to make sure we beat them earlier. I think the Zac hitting the stationary Aphelios is what we were talking about. He won't be safe in these fights. So we got another freeze set up here, but there's no opportunity for us to get a gank. So we're trying to play off me having 6 and Taric not having 6. He gets 6 right there, so unfortunate, but he doesn't even need to ult, so it's a champion who does infinite damage right there. So. Right here. We know Vladimir has push, and there's no way Orianna's gonna out-rotate this. It's already behind him. So there's a bunch of noodle fights up here until Vlad shows up. But we saved Zac. So let's talk about the next dragon. So we know dragon is gonna spawn. When do we make the first reaction to it? Dragons. There's a way to see objective timers there. So we have dragon in 12 seconds here. And how are we preparing for it? They have their Ornn down already. They've recalled their Vladimir. And they have bot push on us. So we don't have position on a objective such as this. So how do we get position? So I'm trying to clear out vision, or let us know where they do have vision, and thus knowing where they don't have vision. So we can secure perhaps a flank or a pathway in without them seeing us from a mile away. So that's why I'm sweeping here, and to make sure they're not on it. I think we can get this kill. Yeah. So we get the kill. So bot lane getting push is fine, but we have to understand that she can't rotate through the river here at all. So our correct call should be to back out. We've gotten the kill. Ornn's gonna have to get something top. We're gonna have to use this TP topper. He's losing tower. So right now our call should just be to do nothing with this. Just maintain control. We don't need to start it. We can't really do it. We can keep mid pushed in because we know Vladimir recalled, and we can just start getting the small advantages. We don't need the large advantages. So I think that's what we do. Back up. Now they're starting it as a 5v4. So Ornn TPs off a recall. We have no Oriole for this fight because we used it to kill Ornn in the first place. But with Aphelios dead and the Vladimir not even level 11, this is a fight we win. If Aphelios were to remain alive, we probably would have a hard time with this fight. We got the ult on. Here we get dragon. So we can see that, like, if we don't kill Aphelios in that first fight, they have an opportunity to turn it because he didn't even get his ult off. Ornn doesn't even ult, so they have tools here that they weren't able to use. But that's due to our realizing the situation to start dragon in the first place once we killed the Ornn was the wrong call. We backed off, we forced them into the situation, and then we were able to re-engage with them. So it was a good acknowledgement of what is going on. So we get this, we probably reset back to our lanes. Yep. There are some, like, you can rotate your bot lane top side to pressure the Rift Herald here, even though like a lane swap. We don't really like doing that because, number one, you can't always guarantee you're gonna get plates with the Rift Herald. You might run out of time before you get a plate, or it might be after plates even though you had the Rift Herald to do it. So we prefer to just continuing farming the waves because it's guaranteed money versus something that could be money. That's just our philosophy on the Rift Herald swaps that you might see in pro play. And we're continuing to freeze the wave. So we've had, I know we have Zac, so it's not like a lot of early pressure, but we have 2 stationary targets that could be reached in events of a gank. Solo kill in the mid lane. Cool. Oh, well, this and that. So let's see what happens here. So Vladimir's trying to push the wave so he can do something. That's exactly what he wants to do. There's no place to really be, but he's trying to engage. He had to W the pool. I think that's just him being bad and dumb. But good capitalization on the fight. Top lane. So what happens here? So he's trying to force the wave in, without any vision. Let's say. When did Maokai ult? W's there. And then he ults right here. Double pillars. But yeah, the Trundle ult is doing work. Does he live? Does he? Yeah, Zac. But I think that's the end of the fight. For Ornn, he needs to get out. Sorry, for Maokai, he doesn't have anything to do. He just needs to get out. Alright, so what happened bot lane? 3 fights all at the same time. Damn. Fighting the Taric, because I knew he didn't have ult from the Dragon fight, I guess. Kill him. Just go. Cool. There's flash and the kill. So right now if we're calling out flashes, we know Aphelios doesn't have flash, so now we can play around that with Zac. We can't get out of my ult, can't get out of Zac's ult. And this is where the game pretty much is over. We're up by 5k at this point, basically off of 1 dragon fight here. And then Just some kills. What's the farm discrepancies? Farm going pretty well. We're by 12 here. We got 2-0, 2 Jinx. We got Oriana's dumping on the Vladimir. And top's going the way of Ornn. But Trundle's been up there twice, and Zac is a heavy ganker, so we have to understand the maybe the synergies between Trundle and Ornn, especially after Trundle 6 and you get an ult off on Maokai. How downhill that can go. So let's look at the next objective and probably call it after that on this game. So what is happening? We got Dragon in 25 seconds. So how do we prep for Dragon in our situation? So I guess recall to probably have some wards. And I have Zeeks now. So should be pathing over to get, we have plenty of vision, honestly. We have vision on the blue side, all the way up here. We have those are my wards. Source time. What's this? Anyway, we have wards or good vision control. So right now, Ori is roaming up. So I want to take a note. Why is she roaming all the way to mid lane? We know Vladimir is dead. We see Ornn top. Pretty sure we saw him pushing that in. Yeah, we see Ornn top. We just got the kill on Vladimir here in the bot lane. Dang, where the fuck did Vladimir die? He's still dead. Alright, so we collapse on the Vladimir. Vladimir's still trying to do something even though he's way underpowered. Besides, it's a bad idea and tries to get. Alright. So we get the kill on Vladimir that honestly, again, is just being a dumbass. There's no reason he wants to fight that. But we want to get bot lane priority. But there's no place to be for another 30 seconds. So Maokai recalls. This top, but why don't we just get the next wave here? Where are we going mid lane for? Kill? So we were calling for the Rift Herald play mid to make room for Dragon. Honestly, I don't like this play at all. Diving a Taric is pretty hard to do, and if that ult again, just like in the Dragon fight, is like a quarter second, maybe like a tenth of a second earlier, he gets that ult off, and our dive's either bumbled, one of us might die. There's like more ways for that to go wrong. Circumstance. I mean, we didn't even have to hit the Oriole and kill him, but if we already, like, I guess it's a risk versus reward thing, where, like, what is our reward for killing him? See, let's look at our goal before, and then after this dive happens. So let's go back in. So we have 30,000 when this fight starts. End of the fight. So we got 1,500 gold for that, including minion waves and such. And what did we spend for it? We got Jinx Flash, we got Oriana Flash, we got Zac Flash for 1,500 gold. And the tower subsequently. But if that ult were to be a second earlier, what would we have lost? We would have lost perhaps 3 shutdowns because Zac goes into passive. So they would have had 1,500 gold back. maybe 2,000 gold back, and dragon. Right, so like we already have a gold lead. We don't need any more gold at this point. And like now Orianna's in a position where she can be caught out without flash. Jinx is in a position like one good Ornn engage could now turn the fight into their favor. Turn the game to their favor with one engage from Ornn. That is good. So ultimately, yeah, it looks good and when it's clean and crisp, but I think the risk there versus maybe just doing the Rift Herald and sieging with the tower, I think we get the tower anyway, and we get dragon without any risk of actually losing anything. So, and here we can't lose a fight at this point. Let's say that now until we get to next game. That's pretty much we rotate top, I think, after this, or we get Baron and then go top and get the rest of the base. So a mid tower dive was fine. It worked in that case. Was the risk higher than the reward? I think so. And when we could have just gotten tower and dragon. I think the dragon fight, the second dragon, where Taric is just like a quarter of a second earlier. Or is it the first dragon? No, the second dragon. First dragon, sorry. So this ult, Aphelios is right. Okay, click on right here, but he doesn't. It's nowhere near the proper ult timing. Oh well, look at that. I mean, what's the there's a way to like go frame by frame. Let's check it out. Jump back, support. Is there a way to go frame by frame? Oh. How? So Aphelios dies there, and ult goes off there. So you have about a quarter of a second difference, and they ought to get some damage off. Oh, yeah, looking at this, probably still win the fight, but it's like the margin of errors that we're putting ourselves in. I need to get better at reviewing these things. any second now. Why isn't this working? Rito. Not downloading anything else. Nothing's downloading. E. trash.